Okay, that was frustrating and pointless.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
418. We're gonna make it. I swear we're gonna make it. Okay. But see, now it does get a little bit tricky.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I have never done what I was told here. I've never went left. I always went right. So, I can either go left this time, like I'm told, or I can go right again, and I can make the only choice I'm aware of that I've not made, which is to not go to the loading room, but to take the left door. But instead of going down on the lift, I'll go straight on like you told me and rejoin the path. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going this way. I've always went this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I've admired it plenty. I'm an expert.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little.
No.
This made him smile, but eager to get back to business,
This made him smile.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead
Never
to
go
the
down there
opposite
again.
door, and got back on track.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yet
The
there was
meeting
not
room.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I'll do that in a moment, but first I'm going to chair a meeting. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming. I'll try to make this quick. I know we all want to get back to our families. So, using slides to assure employees everything is okay. What is hot? What is hot? Synergy. Okay, boss's office. I've been here before, actually. I know this.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This wasn't open before. More options. Oh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of
Oh.
facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
What?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason
God,
at
it's
all.
slipping again.
None of it made any logical sense.
No!
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yep.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yes, they
He
were.
wasn't going to lose
I'm
his
not
job.
dreaming.
He wasn't crazy after all.
I'm
He
crazy.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing
I'm not-
buttons. I may as well enjoy this while
I can
I'm
only go
still
one way.
lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Okay, this is weird.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I've been thinking that for a
Now
while.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Oh,
How
God.
could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he
I don't know anymore.
responsibility for himself?
Why did I go down the
Stanley
stairs?
is as awake right now
Should have went
as
to the
he's ever
office.
been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
I'm actually going mad.
This was a dream.
I'm actually going mad.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
I feel the cool weight of the blanket.
The mattress on his back.
The mattress on my back.
The fresh air of a world outside this one.
Fresh air outside.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Yes.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let
I
me
do.
go back to my
I
job.
wish it to be over.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is
I don't want the job.
exactly
I'll take the
way
rest.
It's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Am I?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake
God.
me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am
Oh
I?
my God.
And everything went black.
This is getting disturbing. This is getting too close to my real life.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed
That sounds
down
like
the
me.
sidewalk.
That sounds like me.
Though she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What a lovely ending. To be honest, that was the best possible outcome.